Well, 23 is more comfortable. I don't mind that, right? But here at 17, it's chilly. But as soon as that sun comes up, I'm in Canada, we're looking into the United States, but as soon as that sun comes up, which it is right now, what river leads to Niagara Falls? The Niagara River from Lake Ontario, or Lake Erie. If you get out a map, you'll see Lake Erie, Buffalo, New York. That's the source of the Niagara River. You can follow it all the way to Niagara Falls, and then it goes upriver here into Lake Ontario. That's the mouth of the river, and you can see Toronto from there. And it's a place called Niagara-on-the-Lake, which is gorgeous if you ever get a chance to go there. It was all built in 1815 to 1859. And it's built after a British town, because here in Canada at the time, there are a lot of British loyalists. But there's the sun. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Talk amongst yourself. Enjoy Niagara Falls, Canada. That's where we're at. Hey, Nikki. We can move a little bit further. I like the color. I like the color. See the yellow coming off the clouds? You can see the Rainbow Bridge. Goes from Canada to the United States. So it's 12:20 at night. $11:20 in the afternoon in the UK, right in the morning. Oh yeah, I said I would be quiet. I'm a boomer, it's hard for me to stop. But I'll post this later. Looking at it from this far, you see more. Getting a little wet though. Oh, thanks for joining me, Marty. I appreciate it. Vienna, wow. Yeah, I'm 64. Now the average wage in Canada is $34 an hour. If you live in a place like Toronto, it's a little tough, but around here, you can do very well at $120,000 a year. I'm you. Yeah, you're raised here. My kids were born here. Yeah, I'll be in California the 24th. That's the average. Doesn't mean everybody makes 34. You got to be in a trade. Welder, truck driver, roofer, hard work. You don't get $34 an hour in an office, at least unless you're on commission. You'll have to guess where I am, Yammy. Guess. Got relatives here in Bramalea. My dad's from Portadown, Northern Ireland. He came in 1920. My mom's from Birmingham, England. So I'm like first generation Canadian. Water's always flowing, they never stop it. They slow it down at night, but they don't stop it. You're in Yorkshire? Man, I got a Yorkshire Terrier. And I love Yorkshire pudding. Yeah, Portadown, that's where my dad's from. But he came over in 1920, but he's deceased now. Yeah, I got a shillelagh. He was an Orangeman, and I married a Mick, a Catholic. He wouldn't have liked that. No, No, it's not Australia. It's Niagara Falls. You're looking into Niagara Falls, New York, but I'm in Niagara Falls, Canada. No, it's a river. It's Niagara River. Oh, hello, Toronto. You're not too far. To the left, about 100 kilometers. Well, it's cool that you're here from Ohio. I appreciate it. I'm getting people from, you know, Ireland, Australia, all around, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you spending your time with me, right? I mean, you could, California, Huntington Beach. I'll be there, Long Beach, on August 20th. I'm anything but conservative. ABC. Hey, which part of Europe? Manchester. Manchester United, the most expensive sport team in the world, right? Budapest. Wow. Yeah, go Leafs, go. I'm a Sabres fan, though. So we meet up all the time. So if there's a playoffs and we're playing the Leafs, I'm still rooting for the Sabres. Well, hi, Greece. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Been to Chippewa? Let me see, that's just down the road from here. Yeah, a couple of kilometers. I go to the Chippewa, what do you call it? Tim Hortons. Ah, you like Tampa Bay Lightnings? Yeah, they had a good team. Well, the color in the water, that foam you see, is that's from lime and limestone and clay. Where's that bird? You hear a bird squawk. Oh, there he is. I was gonna say I haven't heard one of them birds in my life. Yeah. Look at this. Check this out. What kind of bird is that? Yeah, careful. She'll bite me, huh?
Yeah.
And watch you don't fly off into the falls. These other birds will beat her up.
Yeah. Especially for a hug.
Yeah. Well, have a good day. Thanks for letting me look at it. Wasn't that cool? I heard this bird squawking. I never heard that kind of bird before. So I turn around. The guy's got this beautiful parrot. Isn't that a nice color? Look at that. Sylvania, UK. I've never heard of that. Hey, good morning, Nikki. How's the kitty cats?
Meow.
Oh, I'm missing a bunch of messages. Yeah, isn't that pretty? You can see the Rainbow Bridge there. There's not much other color. The light's shining off of the building like it does in the morning. But it's always good to have I'm in Canada, looking into the United States. That's the U.S. And the building on the right is the Seneca Nation Casino. Well, thanks, Tony. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Port de Lucie, I've done a couple of sunrises there. Yeah, you got the clouds. In June, right, till June 21st, Port de Lucie's a great place to do the sunrise because you get it right over Lake Ontario and it's unimpeded. It comes right off the water. I got a few of those. If you go on my page, scroll around, you'll find it. But I do 3-4 videos a day, so you have to go pretty far because that was in June. So got to feed the machine, and I enjoy sunrises, and that's why I get up and I come out and I do sunrise. I was doing this long before TikTok. For the last, well, before COVID, I started doing it. Prior to that, I didn't get up too often for sunrises. Right across from Becker's. Yeah, it's got the nice big pier that goes way out there in the Lake Ontario. It's perfect with a couple of lighthouses. Well, thanks, Yammy. I'm not sure how to say it, Yammy. There you go, look at that. I'll be quiet for a couple of seconds. Yeah, that sound's coming from the Canadian Falls right here to my right. The American Falls kind of hard to hear, but you can see there's actually two falls in the United States. The big one is the American Falls. The little one to the right is called the Bridal Veil. Yeah, this little tiny one right here is called the Bridal Veil. Right, it's a good 100 meters from the other falls, or 90 feet. There's salmon, but it's further down. There's trout on the other side of the river. Because of the river, there's salmon in Lake Ontario, but it never made it to the other Great Lakes. There might be now because somebody put them there, but they couldn't get up the river, right? They couldn't get up these falls to make it. I've never seen anybody go over, but many have. I was here when a guy with a kayak went over, but they never found him. I saw the video of a guy with a jet ski that drove right off the edge with his jet ski, threw out his parachute and it never opened, and he hit the water and he died. The one in the kayak, they never found him. He actually was going, and they stopped the water with the dam. They stopped the water and he got stuck. He got out, moved his kayak over to the deeper water, and then went over the falls. Yeah, they found his kayak, but they never found him. Yeah, they don't report them all. But people have survived too, so they don't recommend it. You jump over, you land on rocks, you break your back, you're in the hospital for months, and you get out and you're crippled the rest of your life. So it's not recommended to do this. Hey Hannah, how we doing? Yeah, it's my granddaughter's name. There it is back there. We'll take a quick look at the Canadian Falls. I'll walk back over there, see the right here. We'll go stand right there in a minute. But I like to see the sun. And now it's going to disappear behind the clouds. And right where I am north, right, Niagara Falls, it's all cloudy. But where I live down that way, no clouds at all. But the only thing to look at my area at night is the Peace Bridge and the sunrise. And now it's going to be covered up, so. Just having lunch, eh? Yeah, this is our mornings. It's what, 6:34. Yeah, if you go to my my profile picture, it's a woman teacher that went over with her cat and survived in a wooden barrel. That was the norm back in the day, to go over in a wooden barrel, but the last guy to do it was named Hill, and he went over in a metal one, and he survived. But now they watch for you. They got cameras all up the river and that, and if they see you putting a barrel in, they'll stop you. Yeah, we've taken it for granted here. Now, I've lived here 64 years, my whole life, and never really cared about falls. Drove by it, took it for granted. Now I'm retired, I'm enjoying it immensely. Like I said, I went on the Maid of the Mist, or the City of Niagara boats, and into the falls at night and during the day. I've been to the top of the Skyline Tower. I've been to the rapids. I've been to the aerial car ride. I've been behind the falls. I've done the journey behind the falls. It's 17 degrees Celsius right now, so that's about 68 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels colder. To me anyways. I'm glad I got a sweater on. But I live in this area, so I know in the morning it's cold, in the afternoon you're putting the air conditioner on. It's just the way it is. Like you hop in your car, you put the heat on. By noon you're putting the air conditioner on. Most of the time. July, not so much. No, there's no security here. There's police. They have their own police, park police, but you don't need any security. Nobody's going to bother you here. You can come out here anytime you want. I mean, I'm not a woman. That's a different story, right? It's not safe for women anywhere, right? But here, yeah, me, an old guy, nobody's going to bother me. Hey, Nova Scotia, how we doing? Yeah, I lived in Halifax for a bit. Stratacona. I was in the Canadian Navy, right? Walked across that Angus MacDonald Bridge to Dartmouth a few times. Yeah. But that was in 1978. Oh, San Diego, been there a few times. Yeah, when I was in the Canadian Navy on the West Coast, we used to go there just about every month. Well, if you're coming today, it's not going to be hot, so bring a sweater. It might get up to about 25, 26 today. Oh, no problem, ocean lover. I had a great time in the military. I'd recommend it to anybody. I wanted to travel. I like traveling, so I picked the Navy. I had an older brother who was on the Bonaventure in the Canadian Navy. My dad fought in Korea and the Second World War. And Vietnam was going on, so there was always something military going on when I was growing up. I tried to join to go to Vietnam, but I was too young and I wasn't a U.S. citizen, so they would have took me if they wanted, but they didn't, which is a good thing. So I joined the Canadian Navy and I sailed around for a while, and now I do cruises. Like I say, August 22nd, we'll be leaving for Japan on a cruise out of California, Long Beach. Oh yeah, if you're like, certain places you don't go as a woman and walk by yourself. It's just the norm, right? And it's not because they want to rob you. Like me as a male, old guy, they're not going to bother you here. Over there, different story. Right? You're safe in the state park, but I wouldn't be walking around the 2 blocks from the casino at 4 in the morning, man or woman. That's where the zombies are. I mean, it's nice over there, been there many times. It's just not safe in the morning, right? In the dark. Yeah, zombies. You ever see them? Google Philadelphia Street or 3rd Avenue, Seattle. I've seen zombies everywhere I go, even in Hamilton here in Ontario. Yeah, that's where we'll be sailing from. The Queen Mary's right beside us. We go from there. You can stay there overnight if you want, but it's like $300 a night. We got what do you call it, an Airbnb right on Long Beach for $100 a night. And we're there for 2 nights. So if we were to stay on the go on the Queen Mary, it would have been $400 or $500 for the 2 nights. Nah, not wrong. Women get raped every day. And if I was a woman, I was just in Johannesburg. I couldn't walk around there as a white man. Now, if you were a white woman, you wouldn't get very far. I've walked around New York City. If you go to my page, scroll around, I walked around New York City, but they tell women not to, right? Yeah, we'll head back down here to the Canadian Falls. We'll go right to the edge, and then you can see it from there. The sun's up, the clouds are going to cover it. I'll repost the part of the sunrise where I was quiet. Yeah, I like to start the day with the sunrise, but in the winter, I'll be down by Buffalo doing the Peace Bridge because the sun's no longer here. If you look at it right now, the sun's here. There's tilting back, right? Eventually, the sun's way down here. Well, the sun doesn't move, we do, right? So we're tilting back on our axis, which gives us less sun, less heat. No, you can't swim here. You'll die. It's illegal. Anywhere from, see that old building there? You can fish on the other side. And then there's a dam there, and you can swim up there. Same here. You go all the way down here to the Lake Ontario. You can swim way down there, but nowhere in here. It's just too dangerous. See the bird? No, you can't go over in barrels. They catch you, it's a $5,000 fine. They got cameras all up here. They'll know. And they can they can slow the water down so slow that you can't make it. Like I say, when the guy did it with a kayak, they saw him. They put the dam up immediately and they almost stopped the water. They slow it down enough that it goes down these tunnels for power, right?
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.